Anybody who has any influence is making disciples of something. If you have friends who appreciate what you say or respect what you say, or you work with young people, or you're a parent or you're a grandparent, you're making disciples of something. So what is it you make disciples of? It could be that if you love your kids' sporting events and you support that and you put all your time into that, or the majority of your time into that, you're making disciples of sports. If you are someone yourself who likes something like hunting and you teach your kids this and those are great skills to have, and you are making disciples of hunting. If you are someone who has committed their life to destroying America and to replacing the Republican form of democracy that we have with something that's much more like the China model, or simply destroying it, which is what Saul Alinsky wanted to do, simply to destroy America, and he was Barack Obama's community organizing guru, then you're making disciples of people who want to destroy America. I want you to look at a kind, gray-haired couple. They did a video for the kids because they wanted to make some disciples.
We've been fighting fascism for over 50 years.
And so much has changed over those 50 years, such as the ingredients to a successful firebomb.
And the glass that bank windows are made of.
But there's one thing that hasn't changed over 50 years, something that is so important to tell you kids who are new to this movement.
Shut the up. You're sitting in
they're
the...
charming people, aren't they? I'll show you the full video here in a second. That's the TikTok version because they're super, super hip. Or where one of them has gone to his, I was going to say reward, his result. Unless he repented, and I hope he did. Because when you're committing your life to taking a country down, you're committing your life to an act of evil. Because countries fall, people fall. And countries have fallen around us, right? We watched this happen. We've seen industries fall. We've seen healthcare become something unrecognizable. I'm looking back on about a year working with Renew Healthcare, a little bit more than that. Just in review, we've had 2 people had their lives saved because they happened to get a heart test that warned them that they were going to have heart attacks, not might. We had a gentleman who could not hold his hands in sufficient way to work in his craft of construction. He couldn't get in and out of his truck without great help and having people help. So his kids and grandkids were doing the work he wanted to do, but he couldn't. That's changed. He can now do the work that he loves to do. And we've had people go down with horrible, horrible situations like being hemispherically paralyzed. That's changed. We've had people go down for simple aesthetic treatment. Instead of putting Botox in their face, they get stem cells, which actually reverses the aging by putting in new stem cells from umbilical cords. They get in, they destroy inflammation, they rebuild the tissue, cartilage, muscle, tendon, and they do this very, very quickly. I'm going back down about a week for my lower back and my shoulder. If you're being told it's surgery or nothing, it's pills forever, or, hey, how about putting some cow toxin in your face? Check out Renew Healthcare instead. Go to renue.healthcare. Please tell them you're part of the Todd Herman Show family. That's renue.healthcare. So these are some kind old people who decided to take it upon themselves to teach the young'uns how to go out and destroy America. In other words, they're making disciples. This is the full video.
It's lovely talking to you, as always.
Oh, hello.
We were just talking about you kids.
I'm Denise Heberly.
And I'm Bill Goodman.
Together, we've been fighting fascism for over 50 years.
And so much has changed over those 50 years, such as the ingredients to a successful firebomb.
And the glass that bank windows are made of.
But there's one thing that hasn't changed over 50 years, something that is so important to tell you kids who are new to this movement.
Shut the up. You're sitting in the police transport van after a protest?
Shut the up. In a holding cell with your comrades?
Shut the Cop knocks on your door?
Shut the up.
Texting on an unsecured device?
Shut the up. Pulled over by the cops after a protest?
Shut the up. Cop just asking about your day?
Shut the up. Feds, call your mom?
Tell your mother to shut the up.
Now, repeat after me. When the cops come calling, what do you do?
Shut the up!
Oh, look, it's the next generation. The National Lawyers Guild Detroit chapter, Detroit, Michigan chapter. Number one, it's solid legal advice. It is. Don't talk to the police. Solid legal advice. It's also suggesting firebombing buildings and people and breaking into banks, which has happened. The left has a violence problem because the left has a belief problem. They do believe the ends justify the means. I mean, Karl Marx said it. What does that actually mean, the ends justify the means? Well, as long as the means are destruction of the thing that offends us, who cares how we get there? And these disciples are in our streets today. We just saw over the weekend in New York people chanting, not to kill Tesla, save democracy, so-called, but also demanding the firebombing of people's cars, demanding the death of Elon Musk. There's multiple videos. And I don't want to show the videos because I don't want to give it the footprint. The disciple making has happened. From Saul Alinsky to Barack Obama to these people, the disciple making has occurred, and you know them by the fruits of their work. Bill Goodman, the gentleman there, has passed on. He's gone to his result. Often Christians say you go to your reward. I don't know that this guy repented of what he did. This is what the so-called Center for Constitutional Rights said about Bill Goodman. Honoring Bill Goodman, the Center for Constitutional Rights and our extended family are reeling from the loss of the legendary Bill Goodman, our former legal director, who died suddenly on Friday. Since then, those of us who loved him and learned from him have been sharing stories, articles, and videos about this utterly fearless and irreverent warrior for justice, whose social consciousness developed at a young age and grew only more expansive as he grew older. He was known to begin meetings by reading excerpts of literature that moved him or newspaper articles that outraged him, challenging us to be bolder and more creative in our advocacy. His hatred of oppression was pure. He was all heart. Firebombing's not oppressive. Choosing to destroy a country rather than participate in is not seeking oppression. Choosing to destroy a Republican form of democracy in favor of all-in control is not oppressive. It is. But you know what's more oppressive? Taking a gift God gave you, a mind to be a lawyer, the opportunity to lead young people, and choosing to make violence disciples and ingratitude disciples. So there's the discipleship. You will know them by their fruits.